वो आ गए शायद। हाँ, पता नहीं, मैं नहीं जानता। ओम। नमस्ते। अगर रिलैक्स हो जाएं, मेक योर बॉडी स्ट्रेट, शरीर को सीधा रखें, आंखें बंद। सांस अंदर भरेंगे और बाहर निकालते हुए ओम का उच्चारण करेंगे लंबा, 3 बार करेंगे। शुरू करते हैं। ओ, 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 ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। तूने हमें उत्पन्न किया, पालन भी कर रहा है तू। आप स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हैं बोलने के लिए। तुझसे ही पाते प्राण हम, दुखियों के कष्ट हरता है तू। तेरा महान तेज है, छाया हुआ सभी स्थान। सृष्टि की वस्तु वस्तु में तू हो रहा विद्यमान। तेरा ही धरते ध्यान हम, मांगते हैं तेरी दया। ईश्वर हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला। दाता हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला। राइट हैंड में थोड़ी पानी लेकर के 3 बार उसको पी लीजिए, आचमन करिए। ओम शन्नो देवीरभिष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये संयोरभिस्रवन्तु नः। 3 बार अपने आप आचमन कर लीजिए। जब 3 बार हो जाए फिर लेफ्ट साइड में थोड़ी पानी लेंगे और उसको होल्ड करिए। हाँ, तो नाउ टेक वाटर इन योर लेफ्ट पाम, होल्ड करिए और जसबीर जी को फॉलो करिए, आपको गाइड करने के लिए हैं। राइट हैंड से पानी से अलग अलग बॉडी पार्ट्स का टच करेंगे, फर्स्ट राइट देन लेफ्ट। ओम, ले लिया पानी राइट लेफ्ट साइड में। बाएं हाथ में, बाएं हाथ में। आप दे दीजिए जसप्रीत जी। हाँ, ओके। आप उनको फॉलो करिए। ओम वाक वाक, मुंह पर, राइट एंड लेफ्ट। ओम प्राणः प्राणः। ओम चक्षुश्चक्षुः। ओम श्रोत्रम श्रोत्रम। ओम नाभिः। ओम हृदयम्। ओम कंठः। ओम शिरः। ओम बाहुभ्याम यशोबलम। ओम करतल कर पृष्ठे। थोड़ी सी और पानी ले लीजिए लेफ्ट हैंड में, बाएं हाथ में। इस बार छिड़केंगे, स्प्रिंकल करेंगे। ओम भूः पुनः तो शिरसि। ओम भुवः पुनः तो नेत्रयोः। ओम स्वाहा पुनः तो कंठे। ओम मः पुनः तो हृदये। ओम जनः पुनः तो नाभ्याम्। ओम तपः पुनः तो पादयोः। ओम सत्यम पुनः तो पुनः शिरसि। ओम खं ब्रह्म पुनः तो सर्वत्र। अब शरीर को सीधे रखें, आंखें बंद। 3 बार प्राणायाम करेंगे और प्राणायाम के लिए सांस अंदर भरेंगे और छोड़ करके बाहर रोकेंगे। मीन्स यू विल इनहेल, विथ एक्सेलिंग विल होल्ड इट आउटसाइड। जब तक मैं 7 शब्द ना बोलूं, 7 मंत्र, फिर इस तरह 3 बार करेंगे। इनहेल, एक्सेल एंड होल्ड। शुरू करते हैं। ओम भू, ओम भुवः, ओम स्वः, ओम महः, ओम जनः, ओम तपः, ओम सत्यम। Once again. ओम भू, ओम भुवः, ओम स्वः, ओम महः, ओम जनः, ओम तपः, ओम सत्यम। Once again. ओम भूः, ओम भुवः, ओम स्वः, ओम महः, ओम जनः, ओम तपः, ओम सत्यम। रिलैक्स। ओम मृतं च सत्यं च विद्धा तपसोऽध्यजायत। ततो रात्रजायत। ततः समुद्रो अर्णवः। ओम समुद्रादर्णवादधि संवत्सरो अजायत। अहोरात्राणि विदधत् विश्वस्य मिषतो वशी। ओम सूर्याचन्द्रमसौ धाता यथा पूर्वमकल्पयत्। दिवं च पृथिवीं चान्तरिक्षमथो स्वः। ओम शन्नो देवीरभिष्टय। आपो भवन्तु पीतये। शम्योरभिस्रवन्तु नः। ओम प्राचीदिगग्निरधिपतिरसितो रक्षितादित्या ईशवः। तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः। ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु। योऽस्मान्द्वेष्टियं वयं दुष्मस्तं वोजम्भे दद्मः। ओम दक्षिणादिगिन्द्रोऽधिपतिस्थिरश्चिराजि रक्षिता पितर ईशवः। तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं दुष्मस्तं वो जम्भे दद्मः ॐ प्रतीचि दिग्वरुणोऽधिपतिः प्रीदाकु रक्षितान्नमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं दुष्मस्तं वो जम्भे दद्मः ॐ उदीचि दिक्षो मोऽधिपतिः स्वजो रक्षिता शनिरिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं दुष्मस्तं वो जम्भे दद्मः ॐ ध्रुवदिक्विष्णुरधिपतिः कल्माषग्रीवो रक्षिता विरुध इषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं दुष्मस्तं वो जम्भे दद्मः ॐ ऊर्ध्वदिग्बृहस्पतिरधिपतिः श्वित्रो रक्षिता वर्षमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः ईशुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं दुष्मस्तं वो जम्भे दद्मः ॐ उद्वयन्तमसस्परिस्वः पश्यन्त उत्तरं देवं देवत्रा सूर्यमगन्म ज्योतिरुत्तमम् ॐ उदुत्यं जातवेदसं देवं वहन्ति केतवः दृशे विश्वाय सूर्यम् ॐ चित्रं देवानामुदगादनीकं चक्षुर्मित्रस्य वरुणस्याग्नेः आप्राद्या वा पृथिवी अन्तरिक्षं सूर्य आत्मा जगतस्तस्तुषश्च स्वः ॐ तच्चक्षुर्देवहितं पुरस्तात् शुक्रमुच्चरत् पश्येम शरदः शतं जीवेम शरदः शतं शृणुयाम शरदः शतं प्रब्रवाम शरदः शतमदीनाः स्याम शरदः शतं भूयश्च शरदः शतात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् हे ईश्वरदयानिधे भवत्कृपयानेन जपोपासनादिकर्मणा धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाणां सद्यः सिद्धिर्भवेन्नः ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अब ईश्वर स्तुति प्रार्थना उपासना के 8 मंत्र हिंदी भाव के साथ आज करेंगे। ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुव तु सर्वेश सकल सुखदाता शुद्ध स्वरूप विधाता है उसके कष्ट नष्ट हो जाते जो शरण तेरी आता है सारे दुर्गुण दुर्व्यसनों से हमको नाथ बचा लीजे मंगलमय गुण कर्म पदार्थ प्रेम सिंधु हमको दीजे ओम हिरण्यगर्भः समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतिरेक आसीत् सदाधार पृथिवीं द्यामुते मां कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। तू ही स्वयं प्रकाशक सुचेतन सुख स्वरूप शुभ त्राता है। सूर्य चंद्र लोकादिक को तू रचता और टिकाता है। पहले था अब भी तू ही है घट घट में व्यापक स्वामी। योग भक्ति तप द्वारा तुझको पावे हम अंतर्यामी। ओम य आत्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिषं यस्य देवः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। तू ही आत्मज्ञान बलदाता सुयस विज्ञ जन गाते हैं। तेरी चरण शरण में आकर भवसागर तर जाते हैं। तुझको ही जपना जीवन है मरण तुझे विसराने में। मेरी सारी शक्ति लगे प्रभु तुझसे लगन लगाने में। ओम यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैकैद्राजा जगतो बभूव। य ईशे अस्य द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। तूने अपनी अनुपम माया से जगत ज्योति जगाई है। मनुज और पशुओं को रचकर निज महिमा प्रगटाई है। अपने हृदय सिंहासन पर श्रद्धा से तुझे बिठाते हैं। भक्ति भाव की भेंटें लेकर शरण तुम्हारी आते हैं। ओम येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृढ़ा येन स्वहस्तभितं येन नाकः यो अंतरिक्षे रजसो विमानः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। तारे रविचंद्र आदि रच कर निज प्रकाश चमकाया है। धरणी को धारण कर तूने कौशल अलख जगाया है। तू ही विश्व विधाता पोषक तेरा ही हम ध्यान धरें। शुद्ध भाव से भगवन तेरे भजनामृत का पान करें। ओम प्रजापते न त्वदेतान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव। यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयं श्याम पतयोरयीणाम्। तुझसे बड़ा न कोई जग में सब में तू ही समाया है। जड़ चेतन सब तेरी रचना तुझ में आश्रय पाया है। हे सर्वोपरि विभो विश्व का तूने साज सजाया है। शक्ति भक्ति भरपूर दीजिए यही भक्त को भाया है। ओम सानो बंधोरुजानीता सविधाता धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यत्र देवामृतमानशानास्तृतीये धामन्न धैर्ययन्त। तू गुरु प्रजेश वितु है पाप पुण्य फलदाता है। तू ही सखा बंधु मम तू है तुझसे ही सब नाता है। भक्तों को इस भव बंधन से तू ही मुक्त कराता है। तू है अज अद्वैत महाप्रभु सर्व काल का ज्ञाता है। ओम अग्नेनाय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोधस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। तू ही स्वयं प्रकाश रूप प्रभु, सबका सिरजनहार तू ही। रसना निश दिन रटे तुम्ही को, मन में बसना सदा तू ही। कुटिल पाप से हमें बचाते रहना, हरदम दया निधान। अपने भक्त जनों को भगवन, दीजिए यही विशद वरदान, दीजिए यही विशद वरदान। ओम। तो अब हवन शुरू करेंगे। हमारे जो आज के यजमान फैमिली हैं, कामाक्षी एंड अभिजीत धोबले जी, और उनके पेरेंट्स है हंसाबेन जी एंड नाथू भाई जी, विद देयर किड्स अर्जुन धोबले एंड ईशान धोबले। बड़ा कौन है? तुम दोनों? अच्छा। ओके। अर्जुन, अर्जुन एंड ईशान छोटा है। एंड ये मंथ ईशान बड़ा है। अच्छा, तो द मार्च मंथ इज बर्थडे ऑफ बोथ ऑफ अर्जुन एंड ईशान। अच्छा अच्छा, तो दोनों अर्जुन और ईशान का आसपास बर्थडे है, तो इसीलिए हवन में। ईशान, हाउ ओल्ड यू आर? 1 2 3 4 years? बिग बॉय। ओके, गुड। तो बहुत अच्छा है। तो अभी हवन से पहले आचमन करेंगे, फिर हवन स्टार्ट करेंगे। पानी ले लीजिए राइट पाम में, स्वाहा के साथ अगेन पिए। ओम अमृतोपस्तरणमसि स्वाहा। पी लो। या गुड। वंस अगेन, दोबारा करो। ओम अमृता पिधानमसि स्वाहा। वंस अगेन। ओम सत्यम यशः श्रीर्मयि श्रीः श्रयताम स्वाहा। ओके, आपके पास नैपकिन है, हाथ पोंछ लो। आप लेफ्ट हैंड में थोड़ी पानी ले लो एंड होल्ड इट। तो पानी ले लो, टेक वाटर इन लेफ्ट पाम, शो मी योर राइट लेफ्ट हैंड। या, तो पानी दे दीजिए बच्चे को, ईशान कर रहा है इंटरेस्ट। ओके, जैसे संध्या में कर रहे थे अंग स्पर्श, वैसे ही आप जसवीर जी को फॉलो करिए। ओम वांगमास्य अस्तु, ओम नसोर्मे प्राणो अस्तु, ओम अक्षणोर्मे चक्षुरस्तु, ओम कर्णयोर्मे श्रोत्रमस्तु, ओम बाहोर्मे बलमस्तु, ओम ऊर्वोर्मा ओजवस्तु, ओम अरिष्टानि मे अंगानि तनुस्तन्वा मे सह सन्तु। ओके, तो एग्जॉस्ट फैन ऑन कर लीजिए। घी की चम्मच में कपूर लेकर जलाइए। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः, ओम भूर्भुवः स्वरद्यौरिव भूम्ना पृथिवी वारिम्णा, तस्यास्ते पृथिवी देव यजनि, पृष्ठे अग्निमन्नादमन्ना द्याया दधे। डाल दीजिए पवन कुंड में, थोड़ी घी ऊपर डाल दीजिए। ओम उद्बुद्ध स्वाग्ने प्रतिजाग्रहे, तमिष्टा पूर्ते संसृजेता मयं च अस्मिन् छदस्ते द्युतरस्मिन् विश्वे देवा यजमानश्च सीदत। ओके, समिधाधान। एक एक समिधा मतलब वुड स्टिक, पति पत्नी एक समिधा को लेकर के दोनों ही होल्ड करें, अस्वाहा के साथ अंदर डालें। ओम अयंत इद्म आत्मा जात वेदस्ते ध्यस्व वर्धस्व चेद्धवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्म वर्चसेनान्ना देहेन समे धया स्वाहा। इदम अग्नये जात वेदसेदन्नमम। टेक द सेकेंड वन। ओम समिधाग्निं दुवस्यत घृतैर्बोधयथा तिथिम् अस्मिन् हव्याजुहोतन। ओम सुसमिद्धाय शोचिषे घृतं तीव्रं जुहोतन। अग्नये जातवेदसे स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे दन्न मम। थर्ड वन। ओम तन्त्वा सामिद्भिरङ्गिरो घृतेन वर्धयामसि बृहच्छोचाय विष्ठया स्वाहा इदमग्नये अंगिरसे दन्न मम। ओके, अब आप घी की चम्मच ले लीजिए, स्वाहा के साथ घी की आहुति देंगे। ओम अयंत इद्म आत्मा जात वेदस्ते नेन्द्यस्व वर्धस्व चेद्धवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्म वर्चसे नान्नादेन समेधया स्वाहा इदमग्नये जात वेदसे दन्नमः। ओम अयंत इद्म आत्मा जात वेदस्तेनि ध्यस्व वर्धस्व चेद्धवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्म वर्चसेनान्नादेन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जात वेदसे दन्न मम। ओम अयंत इद्म आत्मा जात वेदस्तेने ध्यस्व वर्धस्व चेद्धवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्म वर्चसेनान्न देन समेधया स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे दन्न मम। ओम अयंत इद्म आत्मा जातवेदस्तेनेन्द्यस्व वर्धस्व चेद्धवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्म वर्चसेनान्नादेन समेधया स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे दन्न मम। ओम अयंत इद्म आत्मा जातवेदस्तेनेन्द्यस्व वर्धस्व चेद्धवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्म वर्चसेनान्नादेन समेधया स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे दन्न मम। That's it. So now जल प्रसेचन। ओम अदितेनु मन्यस्व ओम अनुम ओम अनुमतेनु मन्यस्व ओम सरस्वत्यनु मन्यस्व ओम देव सवितः प्रसुभयज्ञं प्रसुभयज्ञपतिं भगाय दिव्यो गंधर्वः केतपुः केतन्नः पुनातु अचस्पतिर्वाचं नः स्वदतु। ओके, अगेन होल्ड योर स्पून। घी की स्पून ले लीजिए, स्वाहा के साथ घी की आहुति देंगे। ओम अग्नये स्वाहा इदम अग्नये दन्न मम। ओम सोमाय स्वाहा इदम सोमाय दन्न मम। ओम प्रजापतये स्वाहा इदम प्रजापतये दन्न मम। ओम इंद्राय स्वाहा इदम इंद्राय दन्न मम। ओम भूरग्नये स्वाहा इदम अग्नये दन्न मम। ओम भुवर्वायवे स्वाहा इदं वायवे दन्न मम। ओम स्वरादित्याय स्वाहा इदमादित्याय दन्न मम। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वरग्निवायवादित्येभ्यः स्वाहा इदमग्निवायवादित्येभ्यः इदन्न मम। स्विष्टकृत आहुति जो घर से लाए हैं कुछ बना के, तो उसको शेयर कर लीजिए। ओम यदस्य कर्मणो त्यरीरिचं यद्वान्योनामिहा करम् अग्निष्टस्विष्टकृत विद्यात् सर्वं स्विष्टं सुहूतं करोतु मे अग्नये स्विष्टकृते सुहूतहुते सर्वप्रायश्चिताहुतीनां कामानां समर्धयित्रे सर्वान्नः कामान् समर्धय स्वाहा इदमग्नये स्विष्टकृते दन्न मम। घी की आहुति। ओम स्वाहा इदं प्रजापतये दन्नमम। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः अग्न आयुंसि पवस आसुवोरुजमिषं च नः आरे बाधस्व दुच्छुनां स्वाहा इदमग्नये पवमानाय इदन्नमम। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः अग्निरिषिः पवमानः पाञ्चजन्यः पुरोहितः तमीमहे महागयं स्वाहा इदमग्नये पवमानाय इदन्नमम। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः अग्ने पवस्व स्वप अस्मे वर्चः सुवीर्यं दधत्रयीं मयि पोषं स्वाहा इदमग्नये पवमानाय इदन्नमम। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः प्रजापते न त्वदे तान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयं श्याम पतयोरयीणाम् इदं प्रजापतये दन्नमम। इसके बाद जो घी की आहुति दे रहे हैं देते रहेंगे, बाकी सामग्री की आहुति देंगे। ॐ त्वं नो अग्ने वरुणस्य विद्वान् देवस्य हेळवयासि शिष्ठः यजिष्ठो वह्नितमः शोषुचानो विश्वाद्वेषांसि प्रमुमुग्ध्यस्मत् स्वाहा इदमग्निवरुणाभ्यामिदं मम। ॐ सत्वं नो अग्ने अवमो भवोति नेदिष्टो वस्य उषसो विष्टौ अवयक्ष्वनो वरुणं रराणो वीहि मृळिकम् सुहवो न एधि स्वाहा इदमग्निवरुणाभ्यामिदं मम। ॐ इमं मे वरुणश्रुधि अवमद्या च मृळय त्वामवशिराचके स्वाहा इदं वरुणाय इदं मम। ॐ तत्त्वायामि ब्रह्मणा वन्दमानस्तदा शास्ते यजमानो हविर्भिः अहेळमानो वरुणेह बोध्युरुषं समान आयु प्रमोषिः स्वाहा इदं वरुणाय इदं मम। ॐ ये ते शतं वरुणये सहस्रं यज्ञः पाशा वितता महन्तः तेभिर्नो अद्य सवितोत विष्णुर्विश्वे मुञ्चन्तु मरुत सर्गाः स्वाहा इदं वरुणाय सवित्रे विष्णवे विश्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो मरुद्भ्यः सर्गेभ्यः इदं मम। ॐ मयाश्चाग्ने स्यानभिषस्ति पाश्च सत्यमि त्वमयासि अयानो यज्ञं वहास्ययानो धेहि भेषजं स्वाहा इदमग्नये अयसेदं मम। ॐ उदुत्तमं वरुणपाशमश्मदवाधमं विमध्यमं श्रथाय अथा वयमादित्यव्रते तवानागसो अदितये श्यामा स्वाहा इदं वरुणायादित्यायादितये च इदं मम। ॐ भवतन्नः समनसो सचेतसा वरेपसौ मा यज्ञं हिंसिष्टं मा यज्ञपतिं जातवेदसौ शिवौ भवतमद्यनः स्वाहा इदं जातवेदोभ्यामिदं मम। ॐ सूर्योज्योतिर्ज्योतिः सूर्यः स्वाहा ॐ सूर्यो वर्चो ज्योतिर्वर्चः स्वाहा ॐ ज्योतिः सूर्यः सूर्यो ज्योतिः ॐ सजुर्देवेन सवित्रा सजुरुषसेन्द्रवत्या जुषाणः सूर्यो वेतो ॐ अग्निर्ज्योतिर्ज्योतिरग्निः ॐ अग्निर्वर्चो ज्योतिर्वर्चः ॐ स्वाहा ॐ सजुर्देवेन सवित्रा सजुरात्रेन्द्रवत्या जुषाणो अग्निर्वेतो ॐ भूरग्नये प्राणाय स्वाहा इदमग्नये प्राणाय इदं मम। ॐ भुवर्वायव्यपानाय स्वाहा इदं वायव्यपानाय इदं मम। ॐ स्वरादित्याय व्यानाय स्वाहा इदमादित्याय व्यानाय इदं मम। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वरग्निवायवादित्येभ्यः प्राणापानव्यानेभ्यः स्वाहा। इदमग्निवयवादित्येभ्यः प्राणापानव्यानेभ्यः इदन्न मम। ओमापो ज्योतिरसोमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवः स्वरों स्वाहा। ओम यां मेधां देवगणाः पितरश्च उपासते तया मा मध्य मेधयाग्नि मेधाविनं कुरु स्वाहा। ओम विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुव स्वाहा। ओम अग्ने नय सुपथाराये अस्मान् देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम स्वाहा। तो आज के जो यजमान परिवार हैं, कामाक्षी जी एंड अभिजीत जी, उनके बच्चे अर्जुन एंड ईशान विद देयर पेरेंट्स हंसा बहन जी एंड नथु भाई जी, तो कुछ विशेष आहुतियां बच्चों के बर्थडे और फैमिली के लिए। ओम शतं जीव शरदो वर्धमानः शतं हेमन्तां शतमु वसन्तान् शतमिन्द्राग्नि सविता बृहस्पति शतायुषा हविषेमं पुनर्दुः स्वाहा। May you live for 100 springs. May you live for 100 summers. May you live for 100 winters while growing in all aspects of your life. May the Lord, all-knowing, support of the entire universe, grant you all the material, intellectual, and spiritual sustenance for 100 years, again and again. Om यां मेधां देवगणाः पितरश्च उपासते तया मा मध्य मेधयाग्ने मेधाविनं कुरु स्वाहा। O God, please make me wise today by bestowing upon me that wisdom which all the wise people and enlightened people keenly desire. ओम इंद्रश्रेष्ठानि द्रविणानि देहि चित्तिं दक्षस्य सुभगत्वमस्मे ओषं रैणामरिष्टिं तनूनां स्वात्मानं वाच सुदिनत्वमह्नां स्वाहा। O resplendent God, please bless us with the best of treasures, the spirit of ability and fortune. May we obtain abundance of wealth, security of life, sweetness of speech, and auspiciousness of our days. Om Jaya Shvantasittinoma Vyaushtam Samradhayanta Sadhurashcharanta Anyo Anyasmai Valgu Vadanta Eta Sadrichinanva Sumanasaskrinomi Swaha. Behaving properly towards the elders in your family, all the members of your family, pleasing each other and working for a common good. May all of you never part your company. Come here each talking affectionately to each other. I hereby make you straightforward, one-minded and one-aimed. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat स्वाहा। ओम सर्वं वै पूर्णं स्वाहा। ओम सर्वं वै पूर्णं स्वाहा। ओम सर्वं वै पूर्णं स्वाहा। ओके, विद दिस द हवन इज कंक्लूडेड। रख दीजिए अपना चम्मच और बाकी चीजें। अब प्रार्थना है, तो स्मृति जी के साथ मिलकर के सभी प्रार्थना गाएं।
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए वेद की गाए ऋचाएं सत्य को धारण करे हर्ष में हो बादल सारे शोक सागर से तारे अश्वमेधादिक रचाएं यज्ञ पर उपकार को धर्म मर्यादा चला कर लाभ दे संसार को नित्य श्रद्धा भक्ति से यज्ञादि हम करते रहे रोग पीड़ित विश्व के संताप सब हरते रहे भावना मिट जाए मन से पाप अत्याचार के काम नाए पूर्ण होवे यज्ञ से नर नार की लाभकारी हो हवन हर जीवधारी के लिए वायु जल सर्वत्र हो शुभ गंध को धारण किए स्वार्थ भाव मिटे हमारा प्रेम पथ विस्तार होए दाना मम का सार्थक प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो प्रेम रस में मग्न होकर वंदना हम कर रहे नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए छोड़ देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए प्रभु आत्मिक बल दीजिए आध्यात्मिक बल दीजिए।
आज के जो यजमान परिवार हैं, कामाक्षी जी, अभिजीत जी, अर्जुन, ईशान और हंसाबेन जी और नाथू भाई जी, उन सबको आशीर्वाद के लिए मेरे साथ मिल के प्रभु से प्रार्थना करेंगे। बोलिए ओम यूयम जीवत शरदः शतम वर्धमानः यूयम आयुष्मन्तः वर्चस्विनः तेजस्विनः श्रीमन्तः भूयासः। May you enjoy a life of 100 years, progressing with full of wisdom, virtue, strength, vitality, and prosperity. May welfare come to you, and may God bless you. ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धस्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ स्वस्ति ॐ स्वस्ति ॐ स्वस्ति। Thank you very much. Vabara.
ए शार्प है मेरे पास क्या ए शार्प नहीं होगा ना ठीक है ठीक है सभी का सादर और वादन है। आप लोग आराम से आसन ग्रहण कर लीजिए। यहाँ एक दो लोग रहेंगे जो हवन पे मदद कर देंगे। एक बहुत ही प्यारा भजन है, शिवोहम पे आधारित। न मन हूं न बुद्धि न चित्त अहंकार। भूषण जी, आपसे मैंने कहा था आज आप दिख रहे हैं तो मैं जरूर गाऊंगी आज इसको। इसी से शुरू करती हूँ। बहुत सारे वर्ड्स हैं, ध्यान से सुनिएगा। हमारी कॉन्शियसनेस पे आधारित ये भजन है। न मन हो न बुद्धि न चित्त अहंकार, न जिह्वा नयन नासिका कर्ण द्वार, न चलता न रुकता न कहता न सुनता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता। न मन न बुद्धि न चित्त अहंकार, न जिह्वा नयन नासिका कर्ण द्वार, न चलता न रुकता न कहता न सुनता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता। ना मैं प्राण हूँ ना मैं प्राण हूँ, ना ही हूँ पंचवायु, न मुझ में घृणा ना कोई लगा। ना मैं प्राण हूँ ना ही हूँ पंचवायु, ना मुझ में घृणा ना कोई लगा। ना लोभ मोह ईर्ष्या ना अभिमान भाव, ना लोभ मोह ईर्ष्या ना अभिमान भाव, धन धर्म काम मोक्ष सब अप्रभाव। मैं धन राग गुण दोष विषय पर्यंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता। न पुण्य न पाप, न पुण्य न पाप, सुख दुख से विलग हूँ। न मंत्र न जाप न तीर्थ और यज्ञ हूँ। ना पुण्य ना पाप सुख दुख से विलग हूँ। ना मंत्र ना जाप ना तीर्थ और यज्ञ हूँ। ना भोग हूँ ना भोजन, ना भोग हूँ ना भोजन, ना अनुभव ना भोक्ता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता। अंधेरा, ये उसका, ये इसका, ये तेरा, ये मेरा, ये भौतिक चराचर, ये जगमग अंधेरा, ये उसका, ये इसका, ये तेरा, ये मेरा, ये आना ये जाना जगत में, ये आना ये जाना लगाना है फेरा, ये नश्वर जगत थोड़े दिन का है डेरा, ये प्रश्नों में उत्तर, ये प्रश्नों में उत्तर, पुनीत दिगंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, न मन न बुद्धि न चित्त अहंकार, न जिह्वा नयन नासिका न कहता न सुनता, न चलता न रुकता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता, जगत चेतना अनादि अनंता। ये भजन मुझे बहुत पसंद है, इतने सुंदर इसके शब्द हैं। अगर आप एक एक चीज पे मनन करिए और सोचिए तो आप किसी के साथ कभी कुछ बुरा कर ही नहीं सकते। मैं हमेशा सोचती थी कि हमारे वेदों में जो आचार्य जी अक्सर बोलते हैं, मैं भी सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, हम बाद में आरती के बाद पढ़ते हैं मंत्र वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम। वाह, ये सिर्फ हिंदुइज्म में ही क्यों है, हमारे सनातन उसमें क्यों है, वेदों में, बाकी पंथों में क्यों नहीं है? तो मुझे समझ में आया, हमने बहुत सोचा। आप लोग में जरूर, आप सब विद्वान लोग हैं, आपको जरूर पता होगा, मैं अपना भाव बता रही हूँ कि सोचते सोचते मुझे एक दिन समझ में आया कि जब 8-10 हजार साल पहले जब सनातन था तब कोई और था ही नहीं जो धर्म, तो जो बाकी धर्म आए वो तो बाद में आए। उन्होंने बाउंड्रीज बनाई, जैसे हम लोग का होता ना, फेंस लगी हुई, यहाँ तक हमारी टेरिटरी है, इसके बाद आपकी टेरिटरी, ये सब तो था ही नहीं, बहुत थोड़े से लोग थे, इतना प्योर समाज था। इसीलिए वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम है, इसीलिए सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः है कि हम सबके लिए कल्याण की बात करते हैं। तो ये सब मेरा एक भाव था जो मैंने सोच के समझा, अपनी तरफ से आपसे शेयर करना चाहती थी। उसी भाव पे एक और ये बहुत सुंदर भजन है, तुम आशा विश्वास हमारे, तुम धरती आकाश हमारे, ईश्वर के ऊपर। नाम न जानू, नाम न जानू, धाम न जानू, जानू न सेवा पूजा, जानू बस इतना अजानू हम, जानू बस इतना अजानू हम, एक बिना नहीं दूजा, नहीं दूजा, पंजाबी गाना भजन है एक्चुअली। रब दी रजा, रब दी रजा मीन्स रब मीन्स ईश्वर, रजा मीन्स मर्जी। रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सीख ले, हर वेले उस दा तू नाम लेना सीख ले। बहुत खूबसूरत भजन है। रब दी रजा, रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सिख ले, हर वेले उस दा तू, वेले मीन्स घड़ी, हर पल, हर वेले उस दा तू नाम लेना सिख रब दी रजा दे विच, रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सिख ले, रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सिख ले, हर वेले उस दा तू है हमारी बहनें और भाई लोग, गाइए इस 2 लाइन को। रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सीख ले, रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सीख ले, हर वेले उस दा तू नाम लेना सीख ले, हर वेले उस दा तू नाम लेना सीख ले। ओ रब दी रजा, रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सीख ले, रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सीख ले। उसने जो दिता, उसने जो दिता ओदा शुक्र मनाई जा, उसने तो दिता ओदा शुक्र मनाई जा, शाम ते सवेरे गुण उसदा तू गाई जा, उसने जो दिता ओदा शुक्र मनाई जा, शाम ते सवेरे गुण उसदा तू गाई जा। तेरा भाना मिठा लागे, भाना मीन्स प्रसाद, या आप प्रभु ने जो भी दिया, तेरा भाना मिठा लागे कहना बंदे सीख ले, तेरा भाना मिठा लागे कहना बंदे सीख ले। रब दी रजा दे, ओ रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सीख ले, रब दी रजा दे विच राजी रहना सीख ले। हेनरिया तूफान वाला भावे रहे झुलदा, श्रद्धा नाल मन जेड़ा, श्रद्धा नाल मन जेड़ा कदी नहीं रुड़दा। हेनरिया तूफान वाला भावे रहे झुलदा, श्रद्धा नाल मन जेड़ा कदी नहीं रुड़दा। नाम दे समंदरा च, नाम दे समंदरा च वैणा बंदे सिख ले, नाम दे समंदरा च वैणा बंदे सिख ले। एक भजन लंबा है पर 2 ही 4 लाइनें गाऊंगी। हे प्रभु दुर्गति दूर कर, हे प्रभु दुर्गति दूर कर, मंगल कर सब काज, मन मंदिर उज्जवल करो, कृपा करके आज, ऐसा प्यार बहा दो प्रभु जी, चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दो प्रभु जी, चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं, सब अंधकार मिटा दो प्रभु जी, सब अंधकार मिटा दो प्रभु जी, दर्शन तेरा पाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दो। करो कृपा जगदीश्वर मेरे, मैं मूर्ख नादान हूँ, मैं मूर्ख नादान हूँ, नहीं आराधन जप तप जानू, मैं अवगुण की खान हूँ, मैं अवगुण की खान हूँ, तो ऐसा वरदान है प्रभु जी, तो ऐसा वरदान है प्रभु जी, दर्शन तेरा पाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दो प्रभु जी, चरणों से लग जाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बहा दो प्रभु जी। मैं आराधक दाता मेरे, निस दिन तेरी खोज है, निस दिन तेरी खोज है। बड़े ही सुंदर शब्द हैं, अपनी गलतियां सब ईश्वर पर डाल दी। मैं आराधक जप तप जानू, निस दिन तेरी खोज है, निस दिन तेरी खोज है, तेरी कृपा से ही मेरे अंदर जो भी खोट है, अंदर जो
Namaste, everybody. Thank you, Samriti ji and Raja ji. It's always pleasure listening to your bhajans. I enjoy it every time. So it's my privilege and honor to introduce our speaker, Dr. Rajan Narayanan. He has been to the Arya Samaj multiple times. He actually doesn't need an introduction, but sometimes it's good to talk about it a little bit. He's one of the founders and inspiration behind the formation of Life in Yoga Institute and Foundation. He has developed the system of measured yoga therapy with electrophotonic imaging. It's really nice. My wife has gone through this thing. It's just wonderful equipment. He has it. He has developed the Life in Yoga 5x3 by 1 approach and the techniques of breath, dance yoga, gentle yoga, chanda yoga, chandogya, Upanishad meditation, and several mudras. And I can go on more and more. He has also translated and written a commentary on the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And I have listened to him, his Patanjali pieces. He has studied yoga techniques from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi Institute, Satchidanand Ashram of Yogaville in Virginia, and Swami Bua of New York. He's also a Reiki master, pranic healer, and has been trained by Dr. Vasantha Krishnaswamy of Chennai in India. In December 2009, Vivekananda University honored him for his innovative and original contributions in the field of yoga. On a personal note, my wife, Aruna Kathuria, has been attending his Zoom classes. She said, don't use my name, but I'm going to do it, for the last 4 years, and hardly ever missed his classes. No matter where I go, and she said, no, we had to be home. I had to listen to him. She really enjoys it. And it really has helped her significantly, thanks to Devji, who introduced us to Mr. Rajan. So please join me welcoming Dr. Rajan Narayanan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we have our folks who wanted to listen to this, so we have put them on Zoom over here. No, that's perfectly okay, because it's visible and the sound is also going through. I see that we are all, spread out so far. And what I really want is, when we make a presentation, we are saying a lot of things, we are making various statements over here, but in terms of how you are able to feel it within yourself and how you incorporate it within your life is a different matter. So all of existence is about vibration. The same vibration for somebody is very harmonious, but for somebody else it is distracting. For somebody else it is not in harmony with them, right? So what is the mechanics of it? What is the nature of existence? So to understand this nature of vibration, we need to look from multiple angles. And of course, the idea of Tantra Yoga is, Tantra means Tanu Trayate iti Tantraha. Tanu refers to the body. So what is able to go beyond the body is the idea of Tantra. So in a sense, in other words, to be able to remotely sense things. So this is the idea where when we talk about transcendental meditation that Maharishi Mahesh Yogi introduced to America and the rest of the world, the idea was a mantra that is personalized for you, which is the equal and opposite mantra of the composite vibration of everything that is running in you. That will help you to transcend. By having the equal and opposite mantra, everything quietens down and your awareness goes beyond the body and you're able to sense things beyond. So again, from a spiritual perspective, when people talk of Jivatma meeting Paramatma, or people talk about, how you're able to perceive the higher awareness, connecting with God, all of these, they're all looking in terms of going beyond the body, right? And for 99% of the people, when you talk of this subject, it's a very interesting theory. but on the other hand, it doesn't resonate with you in your personal life, right? So what we want to understand is there is a continuum. So we have to begin from the physical body. Let's understand the nature of vibration that permeates every part of your living. And when we put the topic together, we had said if I had talked about Tantra Yoga or all of these things, it doesn't look like something that is touching you in your daily life. Whereas on the other hand, when we say music therapy or food as medicine, then in which case there is some way in which it touches your daily life. We just had the wonderful music now by Samriti ji, and when we were listening to her, different people here were reacting differently. That is because the same vibration of that music was connecting differently with different people. Okay? A large number of people were clapping, nodding, there was body movement, unconscious tapping of the hands and things like that. Whereas on the other hand, there were some people who were very quietly listening within. And of course, there were other people who were more distracted and they were dealing other things, but I'm not counting them. Okay? So the thing is basically, when you look at these people, who are the people who were clapping and who were making the body was moving and things? They were able to feel the vibration differently from the people with whom they were quiet and they were enjoying silently. What is the difference? Okay? In the language of yoga, we say for people who are clapping in all of this, the nadi is being cleared, so there is motion that is happening. And for people who are quietly listening, the nadi is already cleared, the vibration is flowing through it. That is the distinction. So now, what is this business of nadi and the vibration flowing through? How does it connect with every part of your living? I only gave one example of the music, right? Think of you. When you have a certain foodstuff, when you have that food, it makes you feel light and happy. Another foodstuff you have, you start feeling heavy. So the vibration within you is different. Now, the whole focus in the spiritual quest for higher awareness begins from the body. And it is always said that unless you have good health, balanced health, stable health, you can never even achieve the higher spiritual awareness. Both of them go together. The physical harmony and spiritual harmony both go together. And the connecting element is the vibrational harmony. And in the system of yoga, Ayurveda, we always talk about the channels of communication through which that vibration flows, and those are called as the nadis, right? So now let's connect between the physical and the higher elements. When Maharishi Mahesh Yogi talks about equal and opposite vibration and is talking about connecting beyond the body, that's all fine. But on the other hand, at the same time, if you don't take care of your physical body, then you have other problems. I don't know whether it is I think it is there in the public space. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was a severe diabetic. And not only was he a severe diabetic, he would, as a result of it, his moods would swing. And he could become very angry and this thing, so this kind of this thing. But yet, he had that ability to transcend with the level of mantra. So what was happening is, he had the ability to spiritually connect, but there was something from the physical harmony side that was not fully integrated. So why is that the case, and how do we work with it? Building physical harmony and spiritual harmony together is the real topic of our conversation today over here, and an example of a physical harmony when you talk of food as medicine is eating what is right for you. When you eat what is right for you, there is physical harmony, everything is in balance. I'll begin that from there, and we'll go step by step into the spiritual harmony. I was recently in the month of January, I was in Dubai and in India. And in Dubai and in Qatar, as you know, the oil industry is very big. And there is one gentleman from Kerala who actually supplies electronic parts to the oil and natural gas industry in Qatar and Dubai. And he used to be in Dubai, and our colleague over there in Dubai had gotten to know him. So when he knew I was coming, this man, I got to introduce this person even ahead of time, that this was a person who is 76 years old, and about 16 years back, which means around the age of 60, he was diagnosed as having become diabetic. And somebody told him, you know what? You should have only organic food and you'll be fine. And this person is not a vegetarian. He comes from the Kerala Muslim background, so he eats everything. And so the thing is, what this person did was, he listened to that person, he was convinced. He went on a completely organic diet. So he went on a complete organic diet, and having been on a complete organic diet, in a period of a year and a half or so, he completely overcame his diabetes. He did not take any medication. And so what this man did was, he very well-to-do businessman, he has all the resources. So he decided that for his own purpose, he's going to grow his own organic vegetables, organic everything. And so he bought a piece of land in Kerala to do organic farming, and he has no stringency in resources. He employed people over there. So when he knew I was coming to Dubai, he went ahead to India, and he said he wants me to come and visit his organic farm. So I did visit, and he had made a very nice organic vegetarian lunch. He's not vegetarian himself, but he had a complete vegetarian lunch over there. Then after that, he took me around in his organic farm. His organic farm is 60 acres. And within that 60 acres, he has a fish pond, he has poultry, he has dairy, he has paddy fields, and of course, he grows all the vegetable in there. And of course, he has a nice, you can call it as his, a kind of a very large home also within that place over there. So this is how he was laid out. And as we were going through, he was explaining to me how this whole organic system works over there. They do not buy any fertilizer or anything from outside. Now, in the fish pond that they have, they filter the water and put it back into the pond. And when they filter out whatever gunk comes out, that becomes the fertilizer to grow the vegetables over there. And then you have the poultry farm, and whatever the chicken thing comes out, that is what again is used as fertilizer. You have the dairy over there, cows over there, they get the milk, but at the same time, they also get all the cow dung, whatever this thing, all of that goes into the field. And what was most remarkable for me is, and I don't know how many people here can empathize with me. You see, having lived in the United States for now, 44 years, for me, it is, and particularly in the northeast part, the growing season is pretty small. When you grow a vegetable, even in your backyard, you have one harvest per year kind of thing. The vegetable grows for a few months, and that's about all you have, right? So you don't think beyond. And what happens is here, it was very fascinating. In a period of about 6 to 8 weeks, they have one crop, and the next 6 to 8 weeks another. So the thing is, you see, they have all of these growing all the time, full around the year. And the quality of the food. Anybody over here, if you eat an apple that is organic versus an apple that is not organic, can you feel the difference in your tongue or mouth or anything? How many people feel the difference? Okay. So maybe I find 3, 4, 5 people over here who may feel the difference. I am very sensitive. You see, if I eat organic apple and I eat with the skin, no response, it feels very nice. And even the other part, if I eat an inorganic apple with the skin, immediately I will get like in my tongue, I will feel like little gashes, lesions coming on in my tongue. I can feel it because I'm sensitive. Okay? And Blueberry is something which is very much the case for me. If it's organic blueberry, I enjoy it, no problem. If it is not organic, I can immediately feel the same thing in my tongue. Now, each person is different. Now, each of us adapt in a different way. But this is how the nature of things that they are reacting, it is all vibration. What is the real meaning of vibration? Ionic movement. So ionic movement is what causes vibrations. And if you think in terms of how within our own system, how our neurons move, the neurons are, when they connect, our doctors here will tell you, it is all because of the calcium and potassium channels that are creating the voltage potential and how it moves. Similarly, if you think in terms of within our own energy production process, it's all the ionic exchange that is making it happen, right? So everything in our system is vibration based. I'm still sticking to the body part of vibration, which is what is relevant for most people here. So when we leave from here, I want you to go away with things that you can carry home and apply in your life. So I'm going to spend most of my conversation here on the physical and the body aspects. And then we'll also talk a little bit about the spiritual aspect, even though this is a place of spirituality, right? But then the physical element is what is most relevant. Now, in India, after we met this, even before I went to India to this organic farm, where I saw this, in Dubai, the conference I had been to was the Ayush conference in Dubai. And I pretty much assume all of you here know what is Ayush. Ayush is the Ayush ministry from India that incorporates Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy as all part of the government system of how they are promoting them and managing them, right? So the Ayush conference in Dubai that was held between the 13th of January and 15th of January in Dubai, the 3-day conference, it had a big exhibition area, display area. And that big area, I figured out that when I looked at as to what was happening, it was all a great promotion of Ayurvedic products from India to UAE. So that was what was happening over there. And I don't know how many of you are from Western India, particularly Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, those areas. And and you know what is bronze called in India is called kasa, right? So the thing is, if you go in the western part of India, in many homes, if you use the word kasa vati, means a little, a bowl, a little vessel made out of this thing, the kasa vati it's called, like a katori, right? What they will do is, they will take that kasa vati and putting oil under your feet, they will rub it. And when they rub it long enough, there is black stuff coming out over there. So now what had happened was, of course, rubbing with hand and for 10 minutes is a big thing. Your hand will, for most people, it's not feasible. So in the exhibition area in Dubai, in this conference, there was a company from Pune where they had also brought their Ayurvedic doctor and their engineer who had created this instrument, where it is a fairly large bronze plate with a lot of etchings in it so that it can do massage for your feet, right? It would spin in one direction, rotating for 5 minutes, and then to rotate backward for 5 minutes. And while it is rotating, you put some, like a little bit of oil in it on the top, and then you keep your feet over there, and it is rubbing around. And my colleague who was there, Dubai colleague, I was not paying too much attention to all these. He came and told me, you know what? People are doing it and there is black stuff coming out of their feet. So what is that? So the thing is, I kind of intuitively sensed it is like the toxins coming out. And it is very interesting. Indu Jain over here, she was telling me when she was hearing all of this, that when she was young, when her grandmother, when people had various illnesses or whatever, she will do various kinds of physical things, like out of atta and various other things. She will put, if people had a stomach related problem, she will put it around the navel. And after it is put there, after a while, it will become black and it will come out. And what is that black that is coming? And the person will feel better and will become all right. Okay? So these kinds of things were happening. So simply through the skin and this process, you're extracting out certain stuff out, and immediately you start feeling better. And this is the same thing with that Kasavati principle, that you're taking out toxin out of the body. Now, all of you know that people who have been involved in the American system of what you would call as the people who are into this organic and that kind of a mode, they always talk about detoxification. You've probably heard of that, right? Now, for us, what do we call it? We call it as nadi cleansing. Okay? It's the same thing. But the thing is, basically, when people talk of nadi cleansing, they're essentially talking about, when they talk of detoxification in the physical level. When we talk of nadi cleansing, we talk of it at the physical as well as in the spiritual level. So, but the physical level is important because it gives you good health. Now, we have a very good friend. Actually, he is also part of our Life in Yoga executive team. And some of you have met him in the Zoom calls that we do. So I'll be happy, but there is nothing terrible about this. So he's another Ashok within our Ashok family. So this man comes from a Arya Samaji family in Punjab too. So this man, he established his company over 45 years, and he just retired last year in March. And he still serves as the chairman of his company. But for about 40 years prior, he used to be a regular transcendental meditation person. He went into all the levels, Siddhi levels, all of that from the Maharishi system. So this man told us a while back that he used to be affected during the allergy season by many things. And then he went and consulted this, traditional medicine doctor, naturopath, or whatever, this thing and all of that. And that person, after testing, told the person, these are the things you should not have, and only these are the things you should have. And he goes everything organic, and only certain things he eats. He doesn't take dairy elements and things like that. And he was not vegetarian earlier, but after that meeting, he went completely vegetarian. And with all of that together, he found his allergies disappeared. So what exactly is allergy? The allergies that you have are essentially the toxins entering within you, and it creates inflammation into you until the toxins are fully cleared. And so the process of clearing out the toxins is not strong enough. So based on the same thing, now as we looked upon, we investigated this business about nadi cleansing at the physical level, right? And a lot of that is what Hatha Yoga is all about. When you do Kapalbhati, when you do various other practices in Hatha Yoga, you're really cleansing out the physical nadis. And people do get over many things. And I have actually seen, and Baba Ramdev is not an unfamiliar person over here, but Baba Ramdev often says, if you do Kapalbhati 15 minutes 3 times a day, diabetes will go away. Okay? I have heard him say that. But the thing is, basically, he didn't qualify it properly. The real qualification is diabetes is not one underlying condition. There are many different conditions in there. For people who have pancreatic deficiency, the Kapalbhati done 3 times a day without this thing actually does go away. We have measured it and we have seen it in people, and it is consistent. But most of the cases of diabetes are not pancreatic deficiency alone. There is the insulin resistance and other things that get into this thing. So what happens is cleansing the physical nadis is a very important thing we recognize in Hatha Yoga and in this traditional system like this Kasavati cleansing that is being done in India, in Western India. And what a surprise. They do the same thing in China too. And I was surprised to learn that as we started this investigating process. And as we went investigating further, we found that in the Chinese and Japanese system, they had invented another way of doing the same thing. They create these little patches, just like Indu's grandmother used to put this atta and various other things over there. They had created like a tea bag, where inside the porous this thing, you put in various jari booties, various herbs over there, and you put it right on the bottom of your feet before you go to sleep. And next day morning, out of your feet comes all these black fluid kind of stuff is coming out of your feet. And the remarkable thing is, the moment you do that, allergic reaction for me reduced. I am a pretty allergic person. I have a history of many, many years of the more than 50 years of being asthmatic. Okay. And I'm very allergic to environmental allergies, food allergies, and various other things. And so for me, particularly the spring and fall seasons are very bad. Okay. And over the years, because of yoga practices, my allergic response has been milder, but it is not zero. I still have get impact. Okay. But with this, once I put the patch under my feet, it is even better. The toxins come out and my allergies become less. So this business about physical cleansing, this thing is very important. And by having the right kind of food for you, and by having these kinds of things that are available from traditional knowledge, these vibrational elements that can detoxify you, those are very helpful in terms of good physical health. Now, you can imagine we live in a world where the scientific curiosity knows no bounds. And so we think, we don't know how it happened, but what it is, if you go to your Amazon or Walmart, you will find, if you put there detox foot bath ionizer, okay? So detox foot bath ionizer, you will find, you will get the system where it is a little steel coil inside a plastic ribbed cage, and that steel coil goes into a foot bath full of water where you put in, and you put in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there and connect the coil into the electric plug and start it. And what will happen is, let's say you don't put your feet in at all. You just let it work for half an hour. We have tested it. It becomes very light brown. How light brown? The kind of light brown, if you look at these apple juice, which are very, very light colored apple juice, light juice, right? You see them. So it will become that kind of color. But on the other hand, if you put your feet in, that same thing becomes, for different people differently, it becomes like darker apple juice color. And then for some people, it literally looks like, a black grease kind of thing that comes out for some people. Okay. And so there is something coming out, and it is something organic. And how did we figure out it is something organic? You see, my mother during winter months stays with my sister in Florida. And so at home, I don't use her bathroom at all. But whereas when I was testing this coming from India, I had everything in my mother's bathroom. And as I was sitting there with my feet over there, and I poured the water out right into the toilet bowl, and I flushed it out, and I closed the lid. About 4 days later, I went there to look at the equipment, all this I had placed over there, and it was smelling like there was something dead over there, like a dead mice or something like that. And I was very puzzled, looked all over. I couldn't find anything anywhere. I lift the toilet bowl. When you flush, you know how you have the backflow of a small percentage of the water that goes out, right? So even though I had flushed out that whatever came out of the feet, that water, that little bit that came out, it had gone on and it was looking like brackish water and it was smelling like something dead. And of course, I cleaned up. So there is something organic coming out, and we are trying to further the research to see a lab, whether we can actually have it tested to understand what is in there, to understand what kind of toxins are coming out. But that is all our scientific curiosity. But the net effect of it is, for all the people who have used it, they have had significant benefits. Now, each on their own. For somebody who is not having good sleep, sleep improve. For somebody, breathing vitality improve. For somebody, less allergic. So we have seen across the board a lot of this thing. But the moment you use the ionizer works in a way that is many, many times stronger and faster than doing it whether with the herbal pad in the feet or with this kasavati or the kasa kind of thing. So for me, for instance, it was so strong that my ability to meditate and feel beyond the body went away when I did it. But what happened is my knees and my hips and my calf muscles, which were tight and achy and things like that, everything disappeared like it were like I had never felt like this for the past 5 years. That's how good I felt from my hip down when I did this. So the thing is basically, then it took me 10 days of regular meditation to get back my meditation. So in order to do a test to see how this is working, we tested where instead of doing half an hour, let's limit it. So I put my feet in and we said, I will do meditation as I am doing. And because I am extremely sensitive as we were doing, it was like my meditation was pulling me up and this ionizer below was pulling me down. I was literally feeling there is something pulling up and down like a stretcher. So the thing is, you see, so all of these that we deal with in the physical realm, we need to make sure we don't compromise our spiritual connection also. So, but for most people, as we have seen, 99% of the population, that ionizer is a very fast way of detoxifying. And if there is a lot of toxicity in you, doing it daily for 1 week may be helpful. Otherwise, it is a good idea to do it like once a week or so, and it cleanses you very nicely. So here we talk about vibrational cleansing, that is detox for the physical body level. So that is what Hatha Yoga also does, the physical aspects. Now, from a yoga perspective, as Patanjali Muni tells us, that when you can be a pure observer of whatever happens. So how does he explain? He says that we as a bundle of karmas and kleshas, which are all our internal program elements, and with the life within the body, when they are all flowing through you, the vibration makes you who you are. So your ability to see, hear, and your karmas bring people to you, whatever they say, everything comes to you. And the Patanjali Muni says, no matter what happens, don't be reactive. Just be a pure observer. Of course, if you're a pure observer at your home, your spouse won't like it. So, but the thing is, that's a different matter. Because, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, all of that will come about, right? So, but on the other hand, by learning to be a pure observer, not being disturbed at all, and not all the time in the day, but at least for a little while in the morning, little while in the evening, that becomes your meditative practice, right? So learning to do that for a small period of 20 to 30 minutes morning and evening day, what happens is, it makes you into a person who is able to, what we say is, your higher nadis. The physical nadis are the lower one. The higher nadis are the ones that connect into the domain beyond. The higher nadis become more purified. And of course, a very easy way of purification, the same thing of being a pure observer in a higher domain, they will say, leave everything to God. So the idea of Bhakti Yoga is surrender everything to the divine, to God. So which means whatever comes, you take it in stride, it doesn't affect you, right? So what happens is the higher nadis get cleansed as a result of that process. So when the physical and the higher nadis are all cleansed, there is good physical and spiritual harmony. And that becomes the process of fulfillment of your swadharma. That means we have been born into this body to fulfill the purpose for which this body has been given to us. So when the spiritual connectivity is strong, you can intuitively feel what it is you should be doing in life, understand your purpose of life. And when the physical element and the spiritual element, all of them are, the channels are clean, and so you have nice harmony. The body is in good shape, mind is in good shape, you fulfill the purpose of your life. And when you leave the body, it goes harmoniously, and that is what is expressed in the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, right? Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiyama amritat. So just to understand what it, Trayambakam yajamahe. Yajamahe means yajna, that means to offer, right? Or to worship. Trayambakam, you do that. Now, of course, popularly, when you talk about that, the concept of Trayambakam is the picture of Shivji, right? But the thing is, you see, that is what is the religious perception. The spiritual perception is different. The spiritual perception of Trayambakam is we have our Atma connection in the lower, behind the lower part of the sternum. We have our programs working through you in the middle of the head in the Agnya chakra. And then we have the protector of us, of the physical body, to fulfill the purpose of the life. The Atma chakra, the seat of consciousness, as they say, and the protector of the purpose of this life is called the Sudarshana. So this is what we call as the three eyes of within us from a spiritual perspective. So Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam. Sugandha, good smell. Pushti, good health. Vardhanam, giving you all of that. What does it give? Good health in all of these things. The real element of it is that when you're in complete harmony with all the three elements, your Atma, your consciousness, and this thing, you're in harmony with it, it gives you the fulfillment in every way. Because the word Sugandhim comes here, I was going to end over here, but because the word Sugandhin comes here, I'm going to say something very special about this thing. When anything is a toxin within you, the body will want to expel it in various ways naturally. Okay? Whether from the bowel movements, urination, or whatever is one thing, or through sweating and the pores of the skin, but also what will happen is in the breath that comes out. Okay? So now what happens is when you're in a highly purified state, if you go near a person, there is no bad smell at all. There's no odor at all. And in fact, sometimes some people can have very pleasant odor for people who have this thing. And they're not putting any perfume or anything on them. Okay? So this is the idea of that Sugandham Pushtivardhanam. And then, of course, Urva Rukamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyama Amritat. Urva is considered the kind of the larger kind of cucumber. And the cucumber being in a creeper, it is over there. When it is fully ripe, it is like as if effortlessly the bandhanat is when it is stuck in the plant. When it's fully ripe and mature, effortlessly it just falls off from it and falls. So Urvaruka bandhanat, from there, mrityor mukshiyama amritat. And so that is how the Mahamrityunjaya mantra is explained. So that is my short conversation talk over here of the physical cleansing, the spiritual cleansing, and how we integrate all of them, work with it. And now I'm open for any questions if anybody has. Yes. Yes. I'm going to share something else with you, which we are still investigating, and we don't have a full sense of it yet. Okay? Now, what happens is, obviously, if people think of black stuff as bad stuff or whatever, that is one thing. But I'm going to say something else which is very interesting that comes from the Chinese culture. In the Chinese culture, they don't use a kasavati, but instead, they have like a comb without the bristles or whatever the pin, those elements. So just like a ruler, right? And what they do is made out of bronze. And they do it as like a cleansing technique all over the body. Okay? And what they find is, for some people, when they do it, above the, in the upper part of the body, black stuff doesn't come out, but white stuff comes out. Okay? I was not going to go over there. because what it is we still don't know what it is. We are investigating. But whatever that is coming out is something that is not wanted in the body. And, people are beginning to feel better. Now, of course, I can speculate, but speculation is not really a conclusive thing. The key part is from a Chinese medicine and the Ayurvedic perspective, the Udana Vayu, which is the communication that goes beyond the physical body, is associated organ-wise above the upper part, particularly the head part of the body. Okay? So the thing is basically, I can speculate that the bronze-based cleansing in the upper part for spiritual nadi cleansing may result in white stuff coming out. But white plaque or white stuff, this thing we don't know. But we are yet to do, we are looking for a lab where that can do the testing. And if any of you know any place that can do for us, then that is the objective way for us to understand these things, right? Yeah, the ionizer, as I described, is nothing but a steel coil. And steel coil, and you can think of the coil as it's not even as much as the fist, half my fist. It's as tall as this, and half the width of my fist. And this coil has a plastic encasing, and the wire that comes out of it goes into an intermediary, voltage regulator, and that connects into the power this thing, and you press the button on that one, it starts, and when this is in the water, the ionizing process. Think of it, a battery runs like an ionizer, okay? So something like that. Walmart, Amazon, everything has it. In fact, if you go onto the screen and project over there and do a search on Google for it, yeah. Okay. So, by the way, there are various levels of it available. You see, there is one for like in the mid $135, $140, $150, where what they give you is they give you a foot bath tub, and they give you a little packet of rock salt, and then they give you these 2 ionizers, and they give you a little book, instruction book, and all of that to work with it. Now, of course, if you don't need the instruction book, and if you don't need the foot bath, then in which case you can buy it for $45. Okay, so the thing is, you see, the key part is if you have already a foot bath kind of thing at home, so it really doesn't matter. And of course, these coils that come, because it's an ionizer in the nature of a battery, it can be only used for a fixed period of time. After that, you have to throw it away and get a new ionizer. So typically, they recommend that it is good for about 7 to 15 hours or so. So some people say about 7.5 hours. 15 uses of half an hour is 7.5 hours. In another place, they say you can use it up to 50 uses, but I don't know how many this thing. So whether it is 15 or 50, but it is a finite a period of time you can use. And after that, you'll find that the discoloration is not coming, so you have to throw it away. And then you put the new ionizer. And of course, the replacement ionizer, you can buy it in various ways. You get in pack of 3s and a pack of dozen and things like that. And the pack of 3 typically costs like $27 or something like that. That's this. Yeah. Sure, you can read the instruction, but the thing is, you see, once you know how to do it, it's very simple. All you do, and by the way, while they give you all this rock salt all for that $140, the key part is your regular home salt also works. So you don't really need that rock salt or anything. So, good. Any other questions, thoughts? I have not looked at the time. Yes. Yeah. Are we over time? No, it's not. Yes. Yes. Yeah, start speaking.
Hello?
Yes,
Okay,
good.
yeah, it's on. Uh, we started off by talking about measured yoga therapy. So what is it that you actually measure as you go through the process of detoxification or doing the meditation? Are you actually measuring vibrations in the system, in your body, in your brain, or in your heart, or wherever the
Okay,
source is?
very good question.
And also, the second part of the question is, do you really have the data from which you can say, today, your vibration of that frequency, that amplitude, or whatever that was, and after 6 weeks of following the directions that you have for different diseases, the different problems, the different issues, that you can see a noticeable difference in the vibrations in the frequency and the amplitude of vibrations.
Okay, so this is a very good question. You see, to measure frequency and amplitude of vibrations and things, we don't have the equipment to do that. However, we have the ability to measure things that are actually the byproduct of that. Okay? So what happens is, how do we do this measurement and measured yoga therapy? And I'll give you a few examples of real data cases that you can understand. Is our equipment, the basic equipment, we work with multiple equipments of different types, but the basic equipment we use is what is called electrophotonic imaging. So you have a little box which is actually has a camera inside it, but inside it, there is also an electromagnet, a circular piece of iron. And on the top of that, there is a glass. So you stick your finger in and you place it on the glass, and just below that is the piece of iron, the electromagnet. But the electricity will hit it and it will become a magnet only when you press it on your computer to which the camera is connected. So the moment the electromagnet fires, at that same time, the camera fires and takes an image. So what happens is, what is the image and what is the outcome of that? When your finger, because we have bioenergy within us, when the finger is sitting in the middle of an electromagnetic field that is temporarily created when the electromagnet fires, the loose electrons come out as photons and the camera captures it. So what ends up happening is you get an image that is like a ring around your finger with a lot of pixels of light which you capture on your computer camera. So now that aura of the tip fingertips that you get, that based upon the Chinese medicine system. In the Chinese medicine system, they have a concept that the biomeridians that connect to specific organs are here, here, here in each part of the finger. And so what happens is the aura that you get is parsed into wedges, and each wedge corresponds to a different organ system. And for each organ system, based on the amount of pixels of light you have and the intensity of the light, it calculates how much energy there is in the communication for the organ system. In addition to that, what it does is, communication of energy is one thing, but coherence in communication is a different matter, right? So what happens is, the opposite of coherence is entropy. So what happens is, does everybody here understand what is coherence and entropy? No, let me explain. Okay, so what happens is, I'm here talking to you. When what I'm telling you is clear and concise, there is a lot of coherence in my communication. However, when I'm not clear in my communication, I use more and more words to say more things, or I increase the volume of my speech. So what happens is, there is more volume, there is more energy in my communication because I'm beating around the bush and doing more things. So just because there is more energy in communication, it doesn't mean there is more coherence in the communication, right? So what happens is, in this aura of the fingertip we get a measure of energy, and we also get a measure of coherence, okay? So using these two elements together, we look to see how it was before, and immediately after we look to see how it was after. Now we have to be very careful, when we work with these systems. You see, like many of you know, that people who are diabetic, when they take their blood sugar reading at any arbitrary time, each time the blood sugar reading is varying. It is going up and down based upon what is there in your blood at that time, right? Now, on the other hand, when the doctor orders the glycated hemoglobin, the HbA1c that they look at, there it tells you what has been your average over the previous 3 months, or this thing, right? So that gives you a more static number. Now, when you take any of these readings, it is like taking the instant sugar as you are right over there. So what happens is the frame of your mind, the thoughts that are running, the frame of your body, what you're doing, everything is going to affect the communication. So if you take the reading in the morning, it may look different from the way it will look in the evening. Now, we took your reading, and immediately after you got a phone call. If it was a pleasant phone call, immediately after we take a reading, everything is looking much better. If it was a nasty phone call, everything is looking depressed. So because it is affecting you internally. So in other words, all of these measurements are extremely sensitive to the psychosomatic being that you are. So what happens is, when we measure these, we try to measure these in short windows for pre-post, and try to maintain all the other elements that may be affecting you, minimal potential for intervention. So that is how we do these pre-post readings. But of course, what happens is, if we are going to look at a longer term about what impact it had on a person, what we do is we tend to take the reading about the same time in the day, day after day after day, or whatever, to see what is happening, so that the deviations are as minimal as possible at this thing. So obviously, based upon 2 or 3 days of comparison, we cannot conclude. But if we have 15, 20 days of comparison, and if we plot the chart, yes, we can see a direction coming. So that is the way we work. And just to give you an example of where we have seen big improvement, that is database capture as opposed to qualitative people saying how they feel better, I'll give you one very interesting example that I did recently. My nephew, who is 31 years old, this fellow last year in the middle of July, he got COVID. And when he got COVID, it was pretty severe. He suffered for like 5 days. He had fever and things like that. He got over it. And once he got over it, the thing is, he told me, since that time, his energy has never been good. He gets a lot of sleepiness during the daytime, and the energy is not the same as before. Okay? So when we measured in his system, there was something very interesting about it. I used a pulse oximeter to read his finger. And when he was visiting me, it was 97%. And those of you who know it, that 97% is pretty normal for a pretty lot of the people. But if you compare athletic young people, you'll find it is close to 99%. Whereas on the other hand, as people age, you'll find like 95%, 96%, and things like that. So for this fellow, it read 97%. Then what happened is, when I took my reading with the electrophotonic imaging, it showed me that his lungs were hyperactive. Now, I had his data on the same reading from a few years back. And so when I looked at it, there was no hyperactivity or anything. Everything had been normal. So I saw it as hyperactive. Then I put him on the ionizer. Immediately after the ionizer, I went and took the reading again. And I find the hyperactivity of the lungs has reduced. But it is only temporary. So I asked him to do it for 1 week. And after that, I came and I took the reading for him. And I find now the lungs has come down to a more normal zone. The hyperactivity had gone. Okay, it had reduced. So this is the way in which we are able to capture the data and look at data and work with conclusion. Yes. Okay. We can talk personally, individually.
नमस्ते। आज के शुभ दिन में आप सबका आर्य समाज में हार्दिक स्वागत है। हम थोड़ा लेट चल रहे हैं, माफ़ी चाहते हैं। आज का टॉपिक ऐसा ही था। डॉक्टर राजन जी ने अच्छे से हमें समझाया, उनका धन्यवाद। और उनसे बाद में आप क्वेश्चन आंसर कर सकते हैं। आज की अनाउंसमेंट्स में हम धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे आज के यजमान परिवार का। कामाक्षी जी, अभी जी और उनके माता पिता और बच्चे आज के यजमान थे, उनका धन्यवाद है। आज का जो चाइल्ड स्पीकर है वो स्माइल कर रही है, ईशाना जी, आप आइए। ये चौथी क्लास की बच्ची है, अपने डीएवी संस्कृति स्कूल की छात्रा है और इनकी हॉबीज हैं डांस, सिंगिंग एंड एलोक्यूशन। आइए, ये हमें बताएंगे आज शहीद भगत सिंह जी के बारे में।
Namaste. My name is Ishana. Today I'm giving you a speech about Shahid Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh was born in the small town of Banga, located in the region of Punjab in British India. His family was a patriotic family who believed in fighting for the country's independence. Sadly, Bhagat Singh was executed in Lahore Central Jail just at the young age of 23. Despite his short life, he left an impact on Indian society for their fight for independence with his fearless spirit and dedication towards his country. His legacy continues to inspire future generations after him to stand up for justice and freedom. Shahid Bhagat Singh, in a way, life is like a thrilling adventure movie, filled with daring acts and intense moments of passion for his country. Imagine being in his shoes during the Lahore Constabulary case, sneaking in bombs into the Central Legislative Assembly to just protest against unjust laws. That kind of courage and determination is straight out of a superhero story. But wait, let's not forget his hunger strike, lasting a whopping 116 days. Imagine how much confidence, courage, and conviction it took to endure such a big test. But this just was not all about himself. Shahid Bhagat Singh was sending a message to the world that you should stand up for what you believe in, no matter the cost. Lastly, his powerful words in court, showing the dedication and innocence to ending the sufferings of his countrymen. Bhagat Singh's life story is a real life drama, which teaches us the importance of justice and to stand up for what is right, even in the face of immense challenges. He teaches us, his legacy continues to inspire us to pursue our dreams and passions in this world to make it better. Now let me tell you two famous slogans of him. First one is Inqilab Zindabad, long live the revolution. The second slogan is they can assassinate me, but they cannot assassinate my ideals. They can shatter my body, but they cannot shatter my spirit. He said this before he was getting executed. आपकी ध्यान के लिए धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Ishana ji. You did wonderful speech. We have only few announcements. So, DAV Montessori School is a unique school in the whole world. So the people who are not taking advantage of it, they should, because it's a unique combination of East and West. So it's important, it's a hidden jewel in Houston. I myself moved from Overland Park, Kansas, living a very nice and very calm life just because of the school. I think it's important to give all those the sanskars, and this is the best way to raise them, at least in the early part of their life. Admissions are open, and the next school is around the corner. So please spread the word and see whoever can take advantage of it. All right, like our Acharyas keep telling that life is, I think, full of so many joys and all that. So here is a holy celebration coming up. Next week is a holy celebration. Arya Samaj is celebrating. We'll be walking out from here around 11:30. And all the other activities will there, but we'll curtail the timings. But 11:30 outside, bache, bude aur jawan, everyone is welcome. Enjoy as long as you are there. हमारी अगली जो अनाउंसमेंट है वो उसकी जो प्रेरणा मिलती है वो आर्य समाज का जो छठा नियम है, संसार का उपकार करना इस समाज का मुख्य उद्देश्य है, अर्थात शारीरिक, आत्मिक और सामाजिक। तो इसमें शारीरिक वाला पार्ट पूरा है। तो इसमें आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि आप अपना सैटरडे को वॉक है, ब्लड टेस्टिंग है, और इसमें जो इस बार थोड़ा प्रोविजन किया कि आप रजिस्टर कीजिए, अपना ब्लड टेस्ट पहले कराइए, अपना टेस्ट रिजल्ट्स लेके आइए, और यहाँ पे सैटरडे को आप डॉक्टर साहब होंगे, उनसे आप 1 to 1 अपना बात कर सकते हैं, दिखा सकते हैं। संडे को हमारा ये डिटेल प्रोग्राम है, योगा होगा, वो फ्लैग होस्टिंग होगी, संध्या हवन होगी। तो बेसिकली आर्य समाज का सेलिब्रेशन है स्थापना दिवस का। बाकी सब ये न्यूज़लेटर के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट है, फेसबुक है। That's all. I want to say some more things because I see so many new folks are here, so we welcome you. Please do join us every week. Satsang we start at 9:45 with the Vedic Sandhya and Havan. Thank you so much. So I think it's time to rise for the Aarti.
आरती शुरू करने से पहले वो जो ईशाना गौतम ने भगत सिंह के लिए जो उसने आज बोला, बहुत सुंदर था ईशाना। तुमने मुझे आज भगत सिंह के बारे में बहुत कुछ बताया बेटा, और उसने सब कंठस्थ करके समझ के बोला है, वो सबसे बड़ी तारीफ है। सो बहुत बहुत congratulations to the parents and the little one. ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी, जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिनशे मन का। स्वामी दुख बिनशे मन का, सुख संपत्ति क्वचित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। हे नाथ सब सुखी हो, कोई न हो दुखारी, सब हो निरोग भगवन, धन धान्य से भंडारी। सब भातृ भाव देखे, सन्मार्ग के पथिक हो, दुखिया न कोई होवे, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी। दुखिया न कोई होवे, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी। शांति पाठ। शांतिरन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः, पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः, वनस्पतयः शान्तिः, विश्वे देवा शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः, सर्वं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः, सामा शान्तिरेधि। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। जो बोले सो अभय। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र जी की, योगेश्वर श्री कृष्ण जी की, महर्षि दयानंद जी की, ओम का झंडा, आर्य समाज, वेद की ज्योति, प्रणव ध्वनि। भोजन मंत्र। ॐ अन्नपते अन्नस्य नो देहनमिवस्य शुष्मिणाः, प्रप्रदातारमुतारिषौर्जं नो द्युपदे च दुष्पदे। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। सबको सादरवाद नमस्कार। साउंड आज अच्छी थी, फॉर अ चेंज। विक्रम अच्छा बजाए, हाँ। आपसे बात नहीं उसके बाद। आपका सुबह इनविटेशन देखा, कैन यू बिलीव हम लोग इस वीकेंड में जाने वाले थे, थर्सडे को जाने वाले थे, एन्चेंटेड रॉक